promise I wouldn't put you in my baggy ass clothes that I don't give a shit about. And I'd put you in something cute.
You only have to worry about the on part.
Yeah, but you can push the other ones by accident, which has happened.
Oh, I see it. Got it.
Okay.
Hello?
You know, if you did this show by yourself, you could have the air conditioning on. You can't hear the air conditioning noise.
Why don't we do a show?
Maybe we just turn off his mic.
We don't know how to work his shit.
No, but if he'll just turn his mic off.
If you guys, you can do it. We can leave the air conditioning on.
No, thank you.
Really, Chris's isn't that bad.
Remember when Ronnie B ran out of the studio and Fezzi goes,
Yeah.
blueberries?
Right.
He didn't know what to
Blueberry's not a standalone fruit.
Hey, I brought a ukulele so you can see if I tuned it
Oh,
right.
did you bring it?
Yeah, it's sitting
Where's
out
it?
there.
Okay, well, we'll do it after the show.
I want you to do it now.
Okay, well, I'm not going to.
Chrissa,
Yes, ma'am.
we've already told you the rules. We just stated.
I know, but I'm not invited back anymore, so I can do whatever the fuck I want this time. My back hurts.
It does? Why?
Because I got a tattoo and I need lotion on
Oh,
it.
there you go.
Oh,
Ooh.
I can't wait to see it.
I'll show it to you.
Do we have?
Do you want to see it?
Well, no, we don't have to do it.
Do we
need
have
to
some
the
numbing
show.
cream? Didn't you have some?
I don't know if
From
I
my
can...
tattoo like 18 years ago? Yeah.
It would
honey,
still be good. I've got some numbing cream downstairs, I think. It's Recticare, but it's not like it's been in my ass.
Oh.
It's just lidocaine. It's topical lidocaine.
I have
we-
numbing lube.
Let's
That might work.
Ew.
Let's do the show.
Yeah,
Okay,
especially
okay,
if
okay,
people
okay,
are
okay.
waiting on us at 4 o'clock.
Well,
Be
nobody's
here.
waiting on
Oh my
this.
god, I'm never coming here again if I'm late. It
Why?
gives me so much anxiety.
No, you're fine. It wasn't scheduled. It's not a scheduled thing. It's totally fine.
I totally wasn't even going to be here.
Right.
I just figured with Jill, we'd be at the mall. Let's just stop this one stop.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
She goes, what do you want to do today? And I was like, I don't
Sit
know.
on
What
my
do you want
couch.
to do? She goes, I'm not feeling that great. All right, we ready?
Almost.
What are you meditating
Mm-hmm.
tonight?
Why?
Breathing. Grasshopper.
So he won't be so pissy.
What?
Yes.
Me?
Breathing. I'm
No,
breathing.
Scott is very
I'm
pissy.
meditating.
I love Chantel. P.S.
She's a good one, isn't she?
Yes.
Yeah, she does. She's a really sweet, very sharp person.
Who's this Chantel person?
It's his partner.
She's a nut and a half.
Oh, is she?
Yeah,
I didn't
she's
know.
crazier than shit.
I
but
guess
she's
I
good.
didn't
No, I'm
know
just
you
kidding.
had a
No,
partner.
No, she's very nice.
She's very sweet.
I just never knew
Okay,
her
are
name.
you ready?
Yeah.
Beyond ready. Yes,
Okay,
Scott.
all right. Jesus, I'm sorry. Okay, just for that, no air conditioning.
No
for
air
you.
conditioning for you. Let's
Yeah,
you go.
that was all me.
let the torture begin.
Yep.
I like torture.
We like it.
John says Aquaphor.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to use on them. I
Yeah.
don't have any though.
Okay.
I don't have any of that either.
I think that's just like cheap shit you buy at the.
Yeah, you
Walgreens
can get
or
it at
something.
CVS.
Yeah, there's CBS on the way out.
Is there?
We'll go get you some.
When am I ever gonna know where I'm at?
Soon.
Okay, we're on, obviously.
We're good.
Is that audio coming out of your computer?
Nope.
I just heard us talking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is it coming out of your ace?
My ass is what it is.
Wow, impressive. What is this music?
Okay, that's my music. Thank you. All right, it's fine. All right. What would be the opposite of dance be?
Sleep.
It's electronic sleep music.
Sit music.
Yeah, electronic sit
music.
music. You guys can all just fuck right off.
Oh, where's the show at? Where
Up
is
your
it?
ass.
Where? No.
Here we go.
I've got diphtheria crushing my esophagus. I've got Ebola virus dripping from my nose. I've got the leprosy of the heart valve exacerbating my incredible woes. I want to take my brain out, blast with the wave, an ultrasonic echographic and a pulsating shave. I want a magic pill for all my ailments, the health equivalent to Citizen Kane. And if I don't get it now in the tablet, I think I'm doomed and I'll have to go insane. I want a requiem for my disease.
It's Weird Medicine, the first and still only uncensored medical show in the history of broadcast radio and the longest running show on this channel. I'm going to have to start that over. I had the volume on the fader down too far. Sorry, everybody. Let's try that again. My fault. Oops. It's Weird Medicine, the first and still only uncensored medical show in the history of broadcast radio and the longest running show on this channel. I'm Dr. Steve with my little pal, Dr. Scott, the traditional Chinese medicine provider who gives me street cred with the whack alternative medicine assholes. Hello, Dr. Scott.
Hey, Dr. Steve.
And also from the TB ward back there's Tacey. Hello, Tacey.
Hello.
And back from sabbatical, it's DNP Carissa, everybody. DNP Carissa. Hello to Carissa.
Hello.
I didn't want to interrupt you looking at Facebook over there. This is a show for people who never listened to them. Okay. Well, what were you looking at?
I was looking at how researchers reveal a map to study novel form of cell-to-cell communication.
Okay, nerd. This is a show for people who had never listened to a medical show on the radio. If you have a question, you're best to take your regular medical provider. If you can't find an answer anywhere else, give us a call at 347-766-4323. That's 347-POO-HEAD. Most importantly, we are not your medical providers. Take everything here with a grain of salt. Don't act on anything you hear on this show without talking it over with your healthcare provider. All right, very good. Don't forget Dr. Scott's website at simplyherbals.net, simplyherbals.net. And so, Tacey, are you ready for your time of topics? It's Tacey's time of topics. A time for Tacey to discuss topics of the day. Not to be confused with Topic Time with Harrison Young, which is copyrighted by Harrison Young and Area 58 Public Access. And now, here's Tacey.
Yeah. Time was kind of an issue this week.
So no Tacey's time of topics.
No.
All right. Okay, then how about this one then? It's time for Fast Vag Facts, a segment about everyone's favorite body part. And now here's your hostess with the mostest, DNP Carissa. What do you got?
I already talked about the vag.
Boo.
Oh, for God's sake.
Do we need more vag facts?
All right, I'm just messing with you guys. I know you didn't have anything. You want to, Scott, have you got anything? Because I've got a couple of good phone calls.
Oh, hell no.
Okay, good deal.
I was counting on these two.
Oh, but he doesn't get booed.
Listen.
Okay, he gets booed.
I ain't got nothing. Let's clap our hands for Scott.
All right,
At least we're consistent.
here we go. Oops.
I mean, I was reading
Number
an
one
interesting
thing,
article.
don't take advice from some asshole on the radio.
All right, here's a good one. Carissa, you may know
Hey,
the answer to
Dr.
this.
Steve.
Yeah.
It's Matt in Charleston. How are you?
Hey, Matt. Good.
Good.
Thanks.
I'm doing good. Hey, so can you talk about asparagus and why it makes your pee smell weird?
Hell
and
yeah.
are there any other foods or vegetables that do the same thing? Thanks. But
You guys have anything on this? We've talked about touched on this once before, but there's some new science on this.
Oh, there's No, I haven't seen the new stuff.
Sulfur.
Yes. Okay.
Lucky
All
guess.
right. Well. Okay.
Give thyself a bell.
This is
Okay. We're starting out strong.
son of a.
So, but it's not just sulfur, though. There is.
It gets broken down into sulfur byproducts.
Give thyself.
All right. I'm not going to do this.
Don't you dare.
Who doesn't know that?
Tasty get jealous. Does anybody know what it is that gets broken down into sulfur products, though?
The asparagus?
Chewed up asparagus.
Chewed up
That's
asparagus.
because you're an idiot.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about eating asparagus.
What's in asparagus that makes it asparagus-y is this molecule called aparagusic acid. And the thing is that when you eat asparagus, it in some people is broken down, and you get this sulfur-containing compound that's extremely volatile. And it smells sort of like rotten cabbage or metallic rotten cabbage or something. It smells weird. And the crazy thing is, not everybody produces or breaks down this molecule the same way, and not everybody can smell it. And that's why it's controversial, because there are some people that cannot smell it, and it's called asparagus anosmia. An meaning not, and osmia meaning smell.
And I never will smell it because the shit is disgusting.
Oh, I love asparagus.
You mean you won't smell it in yourself?
Yeah,
But if
I'm
you
never
go
going
to-
to smell that.
Well, but if you no, I know. Well, okay, but if you were in a public bathroom and somebody was eating asparagus,
I would not know that.
That was
Does it
their-
smell like asparagus or does it smell differently?
no, it smells like a thing called methyl mercaptan.
I would have recognized that.
We used to use it in our organic lab, and it's also called methane thiol. And it's strong, unpleasant scent associated with fecal odor and bad breath. It's one of the most common odorants found in urine after eating asparagus. So this asparagusic acid, which, by the way, is only found in asparagus, which may be why you don't like it, Taze.
It's nasty.
Of course, you don't like it because your mother made you eat canned asparagus.
Ugh, gross.
And it's green and mushy and it
Yucky.
stinks. And then you sit there and go, I'm not eating it. And then you go, well, you're sitting here until you do. I remember sitting in my high chair. My mother gave me that shit.
Yeah.
How do you remember sitting in your high chair?
I remember I was sitting in my high chair. We moved from that house when I was 4, so I had to be 3 or 4. And I remember sitting there, and she's like, you're not leaving till you eat it. And I'm like, well, fuck you. I'm not eating it.
That's when you feed it to the dog.
Yeah.
That and
Yeah.
chicken livers, man.
You
Oh, I've never tried it.
But there is a...
back pocket it in your jaw like a chew.
Yeah. Ugh. Slip a little Twix cheek and gum.
Between your cheek and gum.
Did you guys ever do the study in, say, high school biology where you have to taste this compound? They put it on a little piece of paper, and if you could taste it, then you were called a taster, and if you couldn't taste it, you were a non-taster. Whoop-de-doo. I wonder how they came up with that name. And then you could trace the gene through your family because it's genetically transmitted from person to person. I can't remember if it was autosomal recessive or dominant. And I think it's recessive because it is kind of rare. And the thing is, my brother and I were both tasters, and he and I hate livers. And I can smell asparagus too. So that may be the same gene or some related gene. But and that's why, look, no one, and my brother agrees with me on this, no one would put liver in their mouth if it tasted to them like it tastes to us. It's not, there's no acquired taste to that. It tastes like a lump of shit. Or what you would imagine a lump of shit would taste like. And to other people, they're like, oh, I love these. And it's like, they can't taste the same to you. Now, we look at things like colors, and we all agree that the timer LEDs are red, but my red could be completely different to you. There's no way for us to judge that my brain is translating that into the same sort of image in my, occipital cord, the visual center and the occipital cortex that you do. I see it as red. I can't describe it. It's just red. We see these colors and then we label them, but that could be purple to you.
Yep.
And actually, if you have blue-green, color blindness, the colors do look different to you.
Yeah.
So, kind of interesting. Anyway, so there you go. So that's the deal. And the smell can last 15 to 30 minutes after eating asparagus. And within 25 minutes, half of the asparagusic acid consumed has already been absorbed. It's crazy. So it appears quickly. I know that I've eaten it before and then gone to the urinal in a restaurant or something, and I can smell it. Anyway. All right?
All right.
I love it.
Let's do another one. And are there other things that do that? I'm not aware of any. You guys aware of anything that make... now, there's stuff that makes your
Coffee.
feces smell different.
You think coffee makes your peace?
Coffee makes your urine stink.
Does it?
I think so. Don't you kids, you smell coffee when you...
I think it just concentrates it because it dehydrates you.
But you still smell it when
You
you...
mean
Then
just
I-
concentrates the urine, you mean? Yeah.
Then that's just how I smell.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I
I
wouldn't
can't
know.
say I've
Concentrated
ever-
urine. Concentrated urine still smells like urine, just stronger. But I can smell coffee in urine.
Really? I don't think I've ever noticed that before.
I have a very good sniffer.
I do not, so fuck.
Very sensitive.
Huh.
Yeah, I can smell coffee.
There are people that make a living off of smelling things.
I saw-
the perfumeries and
The
stuff.
perfumeries and I saw it on 60 Minutes or something. It was unbelievable. The smells. This person could differentiate between 15,000 different smells or something.
Really?
It's like, what?
Well, how do they?
No, but they have like labeled in jars. Say, well, this is vanilla, Madagascar vanilla, and this is vanilla from wherever. And he's like,
Wow.
oh yeah, this one's from there. And this one's
That's
from there.
pretty impressive.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I mean, after all this time, we have just barely a rudimentary knowledge of how smell even works. Because it can't be just the molecules are binding to some receptors in there. There can't be that many receptors. You have a
Yeah.
receptor for vanilla and cherry and chocolate.
But you
and all that
also
stuff.
wonder if your brain didn't develop, just a little bit better way of putting together those smells.
Right,
or-
but how does it get the
or
input
finding-
though?
yeah,
That's
I
the
don't know.
thing.
That's a good question.
Nobody
Maybe-
knows.
Yeah.
It may even be some damn quantum phenomenon. It's just crazy.
I've got confirmation. Sean says he can smell his coffee in his urine too.
Really? Okay. Well, if Sean says it, by God, it's right.
Well,
That's
I'm going
right.
to be sniffing.
All right. ABS, always be sniffing.
Always be sniffing.
Yep.
Just wanted to know, for most substances, anywhere from alcohol to caffeine to hardcore drugs, marijuana, what's the detox time for a human to be completely clean? 90 days, a week, a month? Thanks a lot.
Well, okay, to be completely clean, that's a different question from what we're in it. Is it detectable?
Testable.
Right. So when you say clean, if you mean free of addiction, that's different for everybody. And, like for nicotine, the physiologic addiction, the withdrawal syndrome is about 2 weeks, but the psychological and the habitual addiction can go on for months, if not years. So, opioids are usually out of your system in 1 to 3 days. This is obviously the detox takes much longer than that if you are, addicted to it. Cocaine 1 to 3 days, ecstasy 2 to 4 days, benzodiazepines like Valium and Ativan and stuff like that 1 to 7 days, methamphetamine 2 to 3 days, and tricyclic antidepressants 7 days, and then marijuana can be up to a month if you're a chronic user and about a week if you're not. The difference is that it is fat soluble, so it inculcates itself into fat cells, which then release them back into the system very slowly. Now, let me ask you this, though. This points out an iniquity in drug testing. So you're a company and you have a zero tolerance policy against all street drugs, and you consider marijuana to be a street drug. And then which would you rather have working in your office? Someone who is all coked up on Monday at work after a long weekend and tests negative on Thursday, or somebody that smoked pot at a Lizzo concert 2 weeks ago and shows up positive on Thursday? Which one would you rather have working in your office? I mean, seriously.
Oh, yeah.
So there's an injustice built into the system if you have a zero tolerance policy, particularly toward marijuana, because it just lasts so long. So methamphetamine, 2 to 3 days. I said that already. PCP, 1 to 3 weeks. So if you do PCP, and it's still out there.
Is it really?
Yeah, we see a couple of cases.
I was going to ask you what that even is.
Phencyclidine.
Oh.
It was a animal tranquilizer, right?
Yeah,
And people,
Okay.
it caused
Strong.
some sort of psychotic reactions in people. Like if they, back when it was really popular, people come into the emergency room, you couldn't restrain them. And so we'd have to give them domperidone, as a antipsychotic to calm them down. But I want to throw this out there. There is an oral preparation of dexmedetomidine. Now it's like, ooh, okay, yeah, I get it. But dexmedetomidine is also known as Presidex, which is a sedative that we use in the ICU, particularly when you're trying to get somebody off a ventilator, and it doesn't cause respiratory depression, unlike propofol, which is what killed Michael Jackson. That was Michael Jackson's magic milk. It was done improperly and basically killed him. But, and by the way, when it's done by an anesthesiologist, totally safe.
Yeah.
Just don't have your doctor just come over and make you sleep every night using propofol.
Yeah, and I would recommend not making any important phone calls after a propofol.
Right.
Because, yeah.
Do you have any personal experience for
Yeah.
saying stupid shit after propofol?
Well, I just made a lot of
I don't remember this.
a lot of things that were bothering me with my mother.
Oh my God.
Oh.
I made a phone call.
Rot row.
Wait, this last time you did that?
Yes.
This is not
Oh,
good.
we've not heard this story.
Yes.
We need to get the couch ready for her.
Can you tell me the story?
Do you want it on the radio?
Can you make it so that it's not so,
So there was something.
you don't have to say the things that you said.
So
but-
the woman does things for people that she didn't do for me during a time in my life that was very tragic,
Yeah.
and she just ignored it.
Yeah.
And so I
And you
just-
called her on the phone after doing propofol and said,
Asked her
Ooh.
why.
you'll do
But
that
the problem is you feel perfectly fine. You feel totally
Yes.
normal. There's nothing going on, and you are totally not straight.
Right.
You you just and I knew that didn't matter. I was like, well, I'm going to call. We're going to work this out right now.
Yeah, did you work it out? Was there any
I
resolution?
told her
that you didn't.
that if she argued with me, I would not speak to her for 6 weeks.
Okay.
I said, I have to ask you a question. If you argue with me, I will not speak to you for 6 weeks.
Okay. I would think maybe she would want to argue with you so that she didn't get any more phone calls like that.
She did not.
Well, anyway, so lesson learned. I have to get this. I'm sorry. Hang on. Oh, okay, there we are. Okay. Okay, I'm going to start with... Lesson learned on that one.
Yep.
Now, we've talked about this before, but I always did my colonoscopies, DNP Carissa, with no anesthesia. And I highly recommend it if you can deal with it. It's uncomfortable. The worst part about it is that if you're, they project everything on a big, giant 6-foot screen, and just before they enter your colon, your asshole completely fills up the screen. It has to. Right? It gets closer and closer and closer, and then all of a sudden it just fills up the whole screen. You don't really want to see that. So I would just avert my gaze just for a second until they get into the colon, and then it's totally fine because it's parts you haven't seen before. But and then that's fascinating. Mm-hmm. You can see all the different parts of the bowel, from the sigmoid to the transverse to the cecum. And you can see the ileocecal valve and all kinds of things you won't see on yourself.
Yeah.
And there's times when it hurts a little bit, but it's not impossible. And when it's over, you just pull up your drawers, pass gas, unless they use nitrogen, in which case you will pass no gas. And then you just get in your car and drive to work.
You thank them for the experience.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Sounds good. Thank you, sir.
And then
May
when
I
they,
have another.
And then when they see when they see you in the hospital, they go, "This person's awesome. They did a colonoscopy without anesthesia." I could not do an EGD, the one from above, the esophago-gastro-duodenoscopy. I could not do that. Mm-hmm. Because my gag reflex is so strong. But I can, all day long, I can do a colonoscopy.
I don't know what that says about you.
I was going to say, I think that's...
Well, it just says I don't like the propofol.
braggy.
Not braggy. Not bragging. I'm not saying that. No, God damn you guys.
I like stuff up my butt.
I like people sticking two cameras in my butt.
So anyway, that's you. All right. Fuck all three of you. All right, here we go.
Hey, folks. Quick question for you.
Hey, there's
as far as
Stacy.
payload delivery of a drug.
Okay.
Injectables or IV, that's blood infusion, or Ozempic, that's into the skin. Respiratory, that's into the lungs and absorbed that away.
Thank you for educating us.
Topical through the skin. But
Yep.
the poor simple pill,
Yep.
looking at that from an engineering standpoint, how can they engineer that it survives through the stomach acid, but once it gets into the smaller intestines, the larger intestines, it's there long enough to be absorbed into the system before you crap it out, or pee it out?
That is an issue, though. There are, this is a great question, but I want to talk a little bit about ghost tablets. So there are people who apparently obsessively look at their stool all the time, and they'll go, "Well, that pill ain't doing nothing. It goes right through me." And it's potassium and long-acting opioids are the two big ones. And the reason, and they're called ghost tablets, there's no medicine in them anymore. It's completely leached out, but they make them in a wax matrix to make them last a long time, to do exactly what Stacy's talking about in that question, so that it will last from the stomach through the small intestine, through the large intestine, and leach out the medication over a prolonged period of time. And then what is remained is this wax matrix.
The scaffolding.
Yeah, the scaffolding. Yeah. Yes, thank you.
No,
ooh, okay. Yeah, I like that word, Dr. Scott.
Give thyself a bell.
One. Suck it.
So it is, and you have to explain that to people because they'll say, "Oh, it just goes right through me. It can't be doing anything." And this was before y'all's time. Tacey might remember this. When Brooklyn Blowhard lost his tooth, he swallowed his crown. He had a $1,500 crown.
Oh, shoot.
And And I had him digging through his stool for like 3 weeks. And I felt so guilty about it, but it was so funny. And basically, your transit time's around 24 hours.
Yeah.
So it can be faster or somewhat slower than that, but it's never more than much of that. And so, yeah, if you swallow gum, it's not there 7 years later, folks. It's gone within 24 hours. And, yeah, but we had him digging through his stool.
Did you finally just tell him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Told him to stop doing it, that he must have passed it at some point.
That's rude.
It was very rude. It was early on, and we were a little more shock jockey back then. Trying to be, anyway.
Way to be a douche, Dr. Steve.
Yeah, I'm a douche. But anyway.
Lord and Lady douchebag.
Yeah, this is what I told him.
You get nothing.
But anyway, so so ghost tablets. That's those things. So that's one way that you can put medicine in a pill and have it, be stable. And some things are, he talked about stomach acid. Now, acid in our stomach, it's relatively strong, but it's not like if you swallow a penny, it's going to dissolve it. It just doesn't work that way. And there are lots of drugs that will only break down in the presence of a basic environment. So they will live through the stomach and make it into the small intestine, where then the pancreatic juices and stuff will neutralize it. And then, because there are some things that are absorbed in the small intestine. So, and then some things are just absorbed in the stomach. Yes, it's in an acidic environment. That's bad for proteins and sugars and stuff like that. And there's also enzymes in there that break sugars down. But to just kind of get the work started with meat and proteins and stuff like that, that's really what the stomach acid is there for. It also is a barrier against some bacteria and stuff like that, although so many people in this country take proton pump inhibitors and H2 blockers to raise their pH because they have heartburn, that we kind of defeat that. And then what happens is they get bacteria growing in a slime mold in their small intestines. And what's that called, Tace? When they have abdominal pain and bloating because there's bacteria in their small intestine.
H. pylori?
Oh, now that's a good one. I'll give you a thing for the stomach. But
I don't know what you're talking
I'm
about.
talking about small intestine.
First of all, I wasn't paying attention.
I know.
He's talking about SIBO.
I could tell you were
Was it
looking
the
at me,
glossy
and there
eyes?
was nothing going on.
It was the glossy
Tacy
eyes.
went to see Lizzo last night.
Yes.
And they got, not only are they tired, but probably a little hungover. So
extremely hungover.
she and PA Jill went to see Lizzo.
Yes.
And then did you tell me there were young people behind you saying, we hope we're as cool as those old ladies are? Something like that?
Yeah. No, they were being very friendly about it. They were like talking to us, but then one of them looks at the other one and says, I hope when we're that old that we go do stuff like that together.
Okay.
But they kept saying it like over, because they had been
you guys
drinking
are so
too.
old but so cool. Yeah, that's
And Jill
not
was
exactly
so
a compliment.
intoxicated, she didn't even know what, she was just sloshing water around everywhere. I mean, it was crazy, but it's bad bitch o'clock.
Bad bitch o'clock.
That's right.
Oh, well. It sounds like
bitch
fun.
30.
That's every minute of my day. What about pills that are dissolved ODT?
Okay. You want to talk about what that means?
Sure don't. I was asking you.
Okay. Orally dissolving tablets basically break up in the mouth. Some of them can be absorbed through the buccal mucosa. Some of those, you're not trying to swallow a pill. So if you're nauseated and you're trying to swallow a pill and you drink water with it, you may just throw it back up. But if you have an orally dissolving tablet, you just basically swallow it along with the saliva. And if it is able to be absorbed through mucous membrane, then it will. If not, it'll hit the GI tract and be absorbed there. So yeah, but he's right. It is. There's a lot of technology that goes into making sure that if you give somebody a pill, that it can be metabolized properly. There are drugs like, so lidocaine is an example of one I can think of that is, we use it to numb people up, but we also use it to stop arrhythmias in cardiac, in the cardiac arrhythmias. Sorry, I got my head turned around. So, irregular beats or ectopic or beats that are out of time in the heart. And you can give somebody, back in the day, we would give lidocaine drips for that. But if you gave it to them by mouth, it didn't do anything. Well, the reason was it was just breaking the lidocaine up in the stomach and bringing it down to its component parts. And therefore, didn't work. So they had to come up with a prodrug that would then be absorbed, and then the liver would convert it to lidocaine, and then it would work.
So explain a prodrug.
So a prodrug is a drug
for people
that is a molecule that may have bigger chunks of organic molecules stuck to it, that when you take it, it can be absorbed, and then when it passes through the liver converts it into the drug that you want. A good example of that is a drug called Soma or carisoprodol, one of the most addictive muscle relaxers on the market. And it was originally sold as a drug called meprobamate. And meprobamate was a meltdown. Look it up. It was taken off the market just because it was so habit-forming. And then when they took it off the market, the manufacturer's like, well, hell, we got this drug. What are we going to do with it? So they made it into a prodrug called carisoprodol. And carisoprodol, when you take it, is absorbed by the stomach or small intestine, not sure, and then it passes to the liver through the bloodstream, and then the liver converts it into meprobamate, and that is why, ladies and gentlemen, we would put people on this stuff as a muscle relaxer, could never get anybody off of it, because basically we're just giving them meltdown, but at the time we didn't know the chemistry as well as we do now.
That's what I'm named after.
Really? Carisoprodol?
Yeah, it was my mom's favorite drug.
She's still on her somies. And if you remember, Soma was the drug that they took in Aldous Huxley's Brave New World. And then they named this fucking drug, well, I guess I shouldn't say that in case this allegedly fucking drug, after this panacea drug in that utopian, dystopian book, Brave New World. So
I wonder if now would also be a good time to talk about pH-dependent medications.
There you go. I like it. Okay.
For example...
Okay, wait a minute.
Give thyself a bell.
There you go. Yes. You get a bell for that. Go ahead.
For example, like when you take... Because we know most of our listeners, probably 80%, I would say, take some type of proton pump inhibitor or...
Yeah, that's true across America.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
If it's not working for you, take it about 30, 45 minutes before you eat.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got to get all those pumps fired and get that pH where it needs to be.
You're talking about the PPI itself?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Because?
Well, that's all I have to say about that.
Yep. Next.
Okay.
I mean, certain, medicines go through the stomach and different times in the stomach, it's different pHs and
right. So you're saying if you're going to take your proton pump inhibitor,
well, I was just saying
take
that
it
as
30
an
minutes
example.
before you eat.
Yeah.
Because when you eat, it's going to fire up the proton pumps, and then
Yes.
it will kill them.
And the more you kill, the better
the more
off
that are
you are.
Right. The more that are active, the more it'll kill.
But aren't other medications pH dependent?
Sure. Yeah. pH being basically the ratio between water and protons equals acid. So it's a measure of acid. So the lower the pH, the more acidic an environment is. The 7 is considered neutral, and then above that would be considered basic. And yes, absolutely, every water-soluble thing has probably got some relationship with pH to some degree. Yeah.
So pay attention when it says with or without food.
Yes, very good.
Just
okay. Yep. All right. Well, I would give you another bell, but it seems like it's redundant now.
I don't feel like it is.
Give thyself a bell.
All right. Very good. Very good. Very good taste.
You can
Excellent
suck
job.
it.
Damn it. Jesus.
Quick question for you. You ever been just feeling just fine, and all of a sudden you get an emergency bowel movement, and it is so brutal that you need to take a nap afterwards?
No.
What's going on with that? I mean, it just so much energy exhausted at one point that you need to go to bed, or what?
Have you guys ever experienced this? Where you take a giant dump and then you have to take a nap afterward?
No, but I do nap a lot, and no.
Well, and you do shit a lot.
You know,
I
it's
do
like
do
he
that.
Had, it's
I'm
like
on-
he had an orgasmic experience.
Literally what I was thinking.
and
You know, did he
just
stimulate
passed through
himself
his-
and he was like, fuck, I gotta
passed
take a
through
nap
his,
now.
Yeah, colon and popped his prostate and.
There are people that will exude prostatic fluid through their
urethral meatus.
There you
When-
go.
when there's a,
yep, that's correct.
Dang it! Oh man, I should be tuning
that counts. Okay.
Hey, give thyself a.
Okay. They will exude prostatic fluid through their urethral meatus if they have a big giant turd, and that is because did anybody know?
Fluid dynamics.
Fluid, yes. Okay, you get a metaphoric bell. People are sick of hearing the bell thing. I pushed it. So
We
many
don't
times
care.
today.
Oh, we don't care.
Okay,
No,
you don't
it's
care.
2-2.
Give
right?
thyself.
That's
Hey,
3-2.
there's got to be fun
Yes,
on both sides
yes,
here.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Well, you mean because the relative proximity between the colon and the prostate, distal colon and prostate.
That's right. So the back part of the prostate is the front part of the colon, and if you have a congested prostate, what we call that blue balls, but blue balls is just basically congestion of the prostate from stimulation without emptying it out. Then if they have a big giant American turd and they pass it past that, it's just like massaging the prostate. And they don't have an orgasm, but they may get prostatic fluid that exudes out the end of the penis through the urethral meatus. But people think that they have an orgasm, or like when the doctor checked my prostate, he made me ejaculate. No, they didn't. That's not an ejaculation. Ejaculation is the rhythmic contraction of the seminal vesicles due to a spinal reflex that's in response to sexual stimulation. But if you just stick your finger in somebody and push down on their big boggy prostate and fluid comes out the end, that's not an ejaculation. But doctors need to warn people about that if they're going to, by God, do a prostatic massage so that they don't think stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, what else could make someone take a nap after they?
Well, I was wondering.
Stimulating the vagus nerve.
You think?
That's what the research is telling me.
What? Okay, well, expound on that, because I don't know how the vagus nerve's got anything to do with that. Go ahead, tell us what you found.
I'm still reading.
Oh my God! Okay.
Oh my God! You can
maybe
stimulate your vagus nerve, causing a kind of euphoria.
Yes.
Well, maybe he's
through a bowel movement.
Oh, you know what?
Yes.
Because
of the straining.
Yeah, straining so hard chokes
Straining.
him out.
Okay.
Because we do have older folks that
Well, that's true.
strain
It
so
may
hard.
not be the bowel movement. It could be the
Maybe vagus
straining.
nerve. Could be. All right, Stace, we figured
According
it out.
to the authors, this feeling, which they call is pooforia.
Pooforia. Ooh, that's a name for a new band. No, she ain't going for that.
I don't
I don't think,
deserve
Casey,
any
do you?
bells. It's fine.
I don't think so.
I'm not welcome here. I don't deserve bells.
Oh, that's not true. You're always welcome.
Pooforia would be a good band name.
Yes.
That's what the name of this show is going to be. Pooforia.
Yeah.
The truth is, better believe that.
But
my
basically, if he needs to nap after taking a shit because he stimulated he had a vagus nerve.
Give you a phone call.
No, I feel like
Keep
he
it easy,
might
won't
need
it?
to see a provider in regards to that.
Yeah, I was wondering if it could be like something like adrenal insufficiency or something, because those folks, when they're not producing stress hormones, the adrenal gland is above the kidney,
Sure.
and it produces stress hormones, cortisol, epinephrine, norepinephrine, that kind of stuff. And if you have adrenal insufficiency, any sort of strain can cause you to just end up having to go to bed.
dump your energy.
They'll get a cold, and then they'll just be so sick you almost have to put them in the hospital. It's like, why? You're a big baby. What's wrong with you? And then, if you check a thing called a cortisone stimulation test, you see it's wildly abnormal. put them on 5 milligrams of prednisone and they're good to go. So, but I like your idea of the vagus nerve stimulation instead. And I was so fixated on stool coming out of the bowel, I wasn't thinking about how do you get one out of there. You've got to
Force it,
you know, that Valsalva maneuver. Yeah, that's a good one. Thank you.
Good question.
Yep, good question, good answer from everybody. All right.
Not me.
Dr. Steve, this
Yes.
is the Bootmaster.
Hello, Matt.
Hey, I had sent you something after your discussion on the Patreon regarding washing your hands for 20 seconds or more.
Okay, by the way, that makes the Patreon sound not very interesting, but no, it's actually very interesting. And check it out at patreon.com/weirdmedicine. Anyway, go ahead.
And I responded to you that back in the 70s, I was working at something called Mansfield Training School. It was a place for, at the time, called mentally retarded people.
Okay.
And at the facility during our training, you were only allowed to use, when they told you about washing your hands, only allowed to use cold water.
Right.
They said that warm water or hot water, you could never get the hot water hot enough to kill germs, but the cold water would kill germs.
Now, okay, so they wanted you to use cold water because they didn't want you guys, having people who were challenged mentally using hot water for anything. You know, they didn't want them to burn
Get
them.
injured,
So,
yeah.
so half of this is true, and half of this is bullshit.
This
So,
is
I don't
very
know.
Just looking for
interesting.
your feedback on that.
Yep.
Because ever since I've used cold water to wash
Good.
my hands.
Yeah, it's fine.
And I sing happy birthday 3 times.
Yes.
Love you guys. Be well.
Hey, thank you.
Can't wait to
Thank
hear
you.
your answer.
So
Bye-bye.
Oh, goodbye. Thank you. My answer is just use your preferred water temperature because it doesn't matter. He's absolutely right that to kill germs with water, it has to be scalding hot.
Smoking,
so
yeah.
don't do that.
Okay.
But some people feel psychologically cleaner if they use warm water. Some feel psychologically cleaner if it's cold water. It doesn't matter. COVID, for example, doesn't like any kind of water.
Right.
It has a lipid coat, and it doesn't do well in fresh water. The CDC says warm and cold water will remove the same number of germs from your hands. The water helps create soap lather that removes the germs from your skin when you wash your hands. So I don't know if you know how soap works, but we make soap from fats using a process called saponification. You expose it to a strong base in the presence of water, and what happens is you get one end of the molecule is soluble in fat, and the other end of the molecule is soluble in water. It's perfect if you want to wash something. So now most dirt is fat soluble, but some of it's water soluble. So if it is fat soluble and then you wash your hands with it, it will dissolve the fat type dirt, and then the water soluble end will allow it to be washed off with water. See, if you try washing your hands with Wesson oil, what happens is that you have hands that are covered in oil and you put it under the water, and then the oil repels the water. You can't ever get rid of it.
Yeah.
But soap is like Wesson oil that also is water soluble. And so back in before they invented soap, my understanding is the ancient Egyptians used very fine pounded sand, probably where the term "go pound sand" comes from, because they would get some
Never heard that term.
person to do it.
Is that from like 1970
70 something? Yeah, probably. Okay. Okay.
Can you shut up?
So,
Go pound sand.
you never heard
Steve.
"go pound sand"?
No.
No.
Really?
That was before our time. I'm sorry.
Wow. Okay.
That must be what you did for fun back in the
Have you heard
50s.
"go shit in your hat"?
Only from you, sweetie.
Oh, go shit in your hat. Of course, nobody wears hats. Well, they wear caps now. But anyway.
Why would you shit in your hat?
It was like you just tell somebody, go shit in your hat if you didn't like them, or you were arguing with them. You didn't want to. You didn't have a cogent response to whatever point they were making. You'd just get frustrated and say, go shit in your
fuck
hat.
off.
Yeah. or shit on you.
Shit onions.
Shit on you is what we say
Shit onions.
nowadays.
Right. Shit and fall back in it.
Yeah, shit and fall back in it.
Oh,
Wow.
my God. You talk
What they say in Baltimore, DMP,
Fuck
Chris?
off.
Oh, just fuck off. Okay, fair. Okay.
Or nothing.
Yeah.
Just stare at you like, why the fuck are you even talking?
So, anyway, that's soap. No,
that's
the ancient
soap.
Egyptians would pound sand, right, in a mortar and pestle, and then they would dissolve it in oil, usually perfumed oil, and then they would rub it on their skin and then scrape it off with a knife.
It sounds like a really nice spa procedure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but for us, we could get in the shower though with soap and water afterward. You wouldn't. If you used olive oil, maybe it would be okay. Maybe we should try that sometime.
I would
Maybe.
let someone rub that all over me and do it, as long as it was in a professional setting.
Okay.
Why?
Why a professional setting?
Let's just do it here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go. She's easy. All right.
Just seemed like something that needed to be done professional.
I am a professional.
She is professional.
Yeah, I'm a professional. All right. Here we go. Here's a good one.
Hello, Dr. Steve. I have a question.
Yep.
Yeah, I just called you. But my real question is, people who have sundowners, if you get them a light, you know how they have the light for people that take melatonin at night that slowly kind of wakes them up?
Yep.
Turns on slowly. If you give them a light that turns on slowly as the day gets darker, like in their room or their area lights up more,
Yeah.
do you think that would help with that?
That's a good question.
Curious.
I think it's a great
I don't
question.
know. My dad has issues, and he's showing like issues of sundowners. He gets pretty bad at nighttime.
Sorry.
And I was just wondering if you think it would help. Would it be worth a shot? What is your opinion on that? Thanks.
Yeah.
Bye.
It is a weird phenomenon, isn't it? That when the sun starts to go down, some people with dementia or delirium can just start getting wackier and wackier, and it's so common. We call it sundowning phenomenon. There is some research that first off, sundowning is not a standalone condition, so you got to treat it in a multifactorial way, but bright light therapy has been in a couple of studies shown to maybe improve that. So,
Really?
Because sundowning is related to sort of changes in their sleep-wake pattern, and so increasing daytime sunlight, even artificially in the wintertime, because there's more nighttime, right?
Fair.
Can help decrease sundowning behaviors and severity of the sundowning behaviors in patients with dementia. So.
That makes sense. I thought he was asking if you put the light on when it was dark. That would make it worse.
Yeah, I would think so.
Because you need to maintain sleep-wake cycles.
That is correct. I think what you could do is prolong daytime with that, though. So let's say, in some places, particularly in the city, have you ever noticed that because there's high-rise buildings that it seems to get really creepily darker way earlier than it should in the city because you only have overhead sunlight for a few hours, if that. And for those folks, if they're having sundowners at, say, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, why not try a light box
until 7 o'clock?
Until like 7 o'clock at night.
As long as it's consistent.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what would matter. I mean, I haven't read any studies on that.
That's right.
But.
Well, this study I'm looking at, they think that it improves serotonin and endorphin levels. It makes them more normal. This would not be a panacea for it. Obviously, there's neurologic damage and that kind of stuff, but might be helpful. I think worth a try. And it's cheap. You can buy one of these lights at Amazon. And
I use mine every day.
Do you have seasonal affective disorder? Yeah, do you? So let's talk about that for a minute. Some people in the wintertime have increased depression, and it may be due to this change in those sort of diurnal rhythms. And people do better that are exposed to bright lights during the day. So how do you do yours?
My light?
Yeah. No, your kombucha brewing.
Okay.
It doesn't seem to be working. She's going to have to double the dose of light every day.
Okay, she's flipping everybody off. All right.
Sorry.
So no, seriously, how do you do it?
Fuck if I know.
Now she's mad at me again.
Look what you did.
Yeah, good. Well, at least she's mad at you.
Yeah, that's right.
It was both of you motherfucking assholes. I turn it on.
Okay.
And I look at it.
Yeah. How often?
How long?
And for how long?
Every day.
Yes.
Anytime I'm at my computer, because it is on my desk with my computer.
Okay.
Because it's very dark in that section of my room.
Okay.
Or my place or whatever the hell. And so if I'm sitting there, even if I'm not on my computer, that's just where the damn thing is. I turn it on and I sit there. Usually, it has a little timer, so I usually set it to 15 minutes.
Okay.
But,
now,
I mean...
For real, can you tell a difference? Have you done an A/B test between not doing it and doing it?
What do you think? Yeah,
well, I don't know.
course.
I mean, sometimes we just do stuff because we do it. I don't know. I mean, I brew my own kombucha. I can't tell you that it's actually doing anything for me.
It's very good, though. I will tell you that.
It is very good.
Yes.
So
but you enjoy doing it, so it's not like you just do it for the fuck of it.
True.
So I feel much better when I use my light than when I don't, especially in the winter when there's like no sunlight.
Yeah.
Or it's too cold to enjoy the sun. I depend on it. I mean, I am very, very affected by not having sun.
Really?
And I find it in.
So if you miss it for a day, can you tell the difference?
Probably not a day.
Okay.
But if I went a few days, or especially if it was like a week, I went on vacation and I didn't take it with me.
Yeah.
And when I was in Germany, and so the weather was pretty shit a few times because October and rain. So, anyways, I could tell a difference then.
Okay.
So
interesting. Yeah. So worth a try.
Worth a try.
Yeah, they're not very expensive.
No.
And now, if you can get them to sit there, and what you want to do is don't wait till the sundowning starts. You want to sort of have a period of overlap between natural daylight and this thing, and just see. You know, if he likes to watch TV in the afternoon or something, just crank that thing up and see what, and let us know. But talk to your primary care. I mean, if he's sundowning, there's other things that need to be done. But
and I would just put it, somewhere that they're used to.
Yeah.
If they do the same thing every night, just put the light there and
easily accessible.
They won't know that it's something different.
Okay, sounds good.
So you're not changing their routine.
Gotcha. We have a no, thank you.
I love geriatrics, so I just go off when there's a geriatric topic.
That's very interesting. We've got a Mom Swipes left. We'll probably do that one on the podcast. I've got a quick question on. Here's a good one. Here we go. We'll do this one.
Hey, Dr. Steve, this is Dean in the Northwest. And I heard one thing that they say is that the anal sex makes the butthole, makes the ass bigger. My question is, does it make, do they mean that when they say that, do they mean that it makes the ass bigger or the actual hole?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
No, it's a good question. There's a lot of confusion about anal sex and ass play, and they've done studies where they take a pressure probe and stick it up someone's rectum and then have them clench down and see how much pressure they can apply, and then have them do a bunch of ass play either with devices or with human parts. And then they have them come back and squeeze again, and they can't squeeze as hard as they did before. So there is a decrease in the anal tone, but the good news is it doesn't matter, because who cares as long as you're not just dropping turds all over the floor. So, and there's tons of redundancy when it comes to that anal sphincter, and it's perfectly capable of doing this. Now, go low and go slow, and don't put anything up there that wasn't, like a toy that wasn't designed for it. No fruits and vegetables, no light bulbs, no Coke bottles, because this is what happens is you lose track of them, and then they end up in your sigmoid colon, and you can't remove them, and now you got to go to the emergency room to have them removed. And if it happens, we I've talked about this a bunch lately, but I'm going to reiterate it. The common fiction that we've all decided that we will accept is just say I sat on it, and then that way you don't have to deal with feeling humiliated. You need to take care of that.
Yes, absolutely.
Don't let your reticence to be embarrassed in the emergency room keep you from getting that treated because it's actually a medical or surgical emergency. Okie doke. All right, my friends. Thanks to everyone in the room. Thanks to Dr. Scott, Tacey, and DNP Carissa. Until next time, check your stupid nuts for lumps. Quit smoking, get off your asses, and get some exercise. We'll see you in 1 week for the next edition of Weird Medicine. Thanks, everybody. All right, now let's do the mom swipes left.
And we had a good one in the fluid family.
Okay, good,
too.
good. Okay. Okay, let's just do that here. All right. We'll just kind of start in. Okay, before we go, Dr. Scott, you have something from the Fluid Family, which is the chat room and the YouTube channel. If you guys want to check us out, we're usually there around sometime on Saturday. Just follow my Twitter feed at Weird Medicine.
Don't worry, I won't
Such
fuck
a
it up
shit
again.
show.
It is.
No, it's not you.
Oh, I won't be here the next 2 weeks, so
No,
don't
honey,
worry. Y'all can go right on time.
What they're talking about is sometimes we do it at 1, sometimes we do it on Wednesday. There's no set schedule. So.
There should be, but
But
you know,
we're
with
not
Saturday,
and
we're cutting into our drinking time.
We're not pushing. We're not pushing the YouTube thing. It's just there for fun if people want to hang with us. So, but anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So Vegas cyclist. I have an itchy crotch. He is a male. How can I tell if it's a fungus or a rash? I've been using a fungal cream. He's been using Lamotrin. Just wondering how I could determine what actually is causing the rash.
Okay, Lotrimin. Okay.
Yeah.
Did it get better or worse with the Lotrimin?
Doesn't sound like it got better. Or he wouldn't be asking us. I'm guessing. That's my
me
guess.
too. Yeah.
Smart
I think he's still on there, but
no, that's the problem. DNP Chris is that when sometimes people ask questions, we don't get follow up, so we have to sort of make assumptions. So, assuming he's done it for 2 weeks and by the manufacturer's instructions and it's still there, I would look at it, get a mirror out and look. Now, if you have a black light, you can shine it on there, and then if you see a bright pink salmon color, anybody remember what that is? I'm getting the bell ready.
that is aspergillus.
No. Boo.
Asparagus.
Definitely.
Astragalus.
It's an astragalus. Bacteria astragalus.
No, it's called erythrasma, and we actually
was close.
We actually had someone that called in recently, and it turned out that they had it.
Oh shoot! Yeah.
So that was pretty.
I
cool.
remember that. Yeah.
And erythrasma is a bacterium it's caused by Corynebacterium, and it has to be treated with an antibiotic, not an antifungal. Now, but he's a cyclist, and it's his taint. This is what I'm worried about. Tacey's got the knowing smile or nod. What do you think, Tace?
I don't.
Oh, you were like, yeah, like I know. Okay, I'm sorry.
Like we're getting it ready to get the hell out of
Okay, all right.
Answer, Dr. Steve. You can go ahead.
Yeah.
Wax on, Dr. Steve. Wax on.
Jesus
Getting
Christ.
out of here.
Stop bullshitting.
Okay, so I'm a little concerned about pudendal neuropathy.
I think he needs to get it checked out for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So pudendal neuropathy is a thing that cyclists can get. We usually think about pain in the taint and numbness in the scrotum and testicles. I mean, scrotum and penis. But it can manifest, particularly early on, as itching. So as you stimulate those damaged receptors. So I would get, for sure, get it looked at. But for sure, get a seat that allows you to take pressure off your pudendal nerve. They make these ones that are just you put your ischial tuberosity. That's your ass bone. If you're sitting right now,
bones.
Yeah, it's where you sit on, and they have bicycle seats that only touch that, and they don't touch the taint at all. And I would highly recommend considering that because once pudendal neuropathy gets kicked in, then you just can't ride your bike anymore, and may or may not come back.
A jogger.
Yeah, it may or may not come back if you let it go long enough.
Right.
So, okay,
good.
So get that checked out. All right.
All right.
No, we've got mom swipes left, and people were complaining about my sweeper that I made, so I'm just going to play it.
Dr. Steve, we have a question. I had a grandmother, and granted, she was 98.
And this is from the Mom Swipes Left podcast. They're friends of the show, and they have great questions.
And they didn't like your sweeper?
No, it wasn't them. It wasn't them. It was people on Reddit were complaining about it. So.
She's dead now. Back in the day, when she was kicking, she was always freezing cold. I remember this one night that we were having a cookout, and it was a super fucking hot day. The temperature outside was 95 at least, if not more. And she was bundled up in a blanket and sweaters and all that stuff, and she was shivering. Her lips were a little blue.
Jesus.
And everyone was worried that she had hypothermia. But I kept arguing that even if she was cold-blooded, had turned cold-blooded somehow in old age, the outside temperature was enough to keep her
from having hypothermia.
Can humans die of hypothermia in weather
that is above body temperature?
Yeah, that's above body temperature.
Or your...
Because it looked to me like she could.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So how'd she die?
My mom pushed her off the step and she broke her hip.
Is that true?
Jesus.
No, she actually died. She fell off a step at my mom and dad's house because she was living there. My mom denies pushing her.
Okay.
And then she had hip surgery and she threw a clot and died.
Well, that happens,
I'm sorry.
especially when your body temperature is so low.
But if you have to say, I swear I didn't push her down the stairs, that's very suspicious. It's like when certain people say, I swear on my, the life of my kids. Then, why would you say that if you weren't lying? So, or when someone goes, totally true story, it's a lie. So, so older folks do feel cold more acutely than other folks do, and they have a thinner layer of fat under the skin, making them more susceptible to cold. But conditions like diabetes, peripheral artery disease, and kidney disease can restrict blood flow and just lower their body temperature, and so they're going to feel cold all the time. Also, old folk, and not just old folk, but some people in this room can also have low thyroid, which means they're going to feel subjectively cold all the time. Can they die of hypothermia? No, but they can die of the peripheral artery disease, the diabetes, and all that stuff.
But you can have low thyroid and be perimenopausal and sweat all the time.
That's right, and then you're just fucked.
You're just fucked.
And you're so
I'm too cold,
so
too
hosed.
hot.
So you got to treat all that stuff.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm going to say no, you couldn't die of hypothermia, but
Yeah,
you
I
can die
agree.
of all the things that make you feel that way.
Yes.
And diabetic neuropathy as well could manifest as distortion in the perception of heat and cold. And in that case, you get old folks who are bundling up in 90, 100-degree weather, and then they die of hyperthermia because they get heat stroke. Because their body now, the core temperature is increasing, and they're not sweating, so they can't get rid of the heat. And that's the end of that. So that's a possibility. So, so the perception of cold could kill them, but it's not going to be hypothermia. Excellent question.
Good question.
Excellent question.
They always have good questions.
They do.
And they're funny. All right. Well, listen, thanks to everyone who is listening to this show right now.
All four of you.
Thank you to Tacey. Thanks to DNP Carissa. And thanks to Dr. Scott. Listen to our SiriusXM show on the Faction Talk channel. SiriusXM channel 103, Saturdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern, on demand, particularly on demand, and other times at Jim McClure's pleasure. And thanks to our listeners whose voicemail and topic ideas make this job very easy. Check out our Patreon at patreon.com/weirdmedicine. Until next time, check your stupid nuts for lumps, quit smoking, get off your asses, get some exercise. We'll see you in 1 week for the next edition of Weird Medicine.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
everybody.
everyone.
All right, let's just do the opening and then we'll be done. Okay? We good?
Yes.
Okay.
Starting to get hot.
Oh, and then everybody, DNP Carissa brought her ukulele, so you're going to want to stick around for that.
Yeah,
'cause
I'm going to
she's
go
gonna-
downstairs and drink some water.
You don't want to hear...
Damn it.
Well,
I
you don't have to
appreciate-
stay for the whole time. Carissa.
You
You
don't-
can go down and drink.
You don't
with
have to
JC.
stay up here at all. I'm not staying up here long.
Well, I was
Okay.
talking. Well, she's
I
not
am
going to stay
aware.
at all.
You just made her feel like she needed to, so
No,
I was clarifying.
she is well aware that I can't ask her to stay up here 1 second longer. That's right. She's getting the fuck out of
It's
here.
400.
Fuck out of here.
All right, hang on. Let's go.
It's what is it? Bad bitch o'clock.
I feel guilty. This fan has been blowing on me the whole last time. I'm feeling pretty
You're
good.
like, God.
Why was Cinderella wandering around the pumpkin patch? She was in the market for a new ride.
You see? You're stupid minds. Stupid!
Why did the dragon cross the road? To buy a lair freshener. What's faster than the speed of light? The speed of your dad saying, "Turn off the lights."
If you just read the bio for Dr. Steve, host of Weird Medicine on Sirius XM 103 and made popular by two really comedy shows, Opie and Anthony and Ron and Fez, you would have thought that this guy was a bit of, a clown.
Why can't you give me the respect that I'm entitled to?
I've got diphtheria crushing my esophagus. I've got Ebola virus dripping from my nose. I've got the leprosy of the heart valve, exacerbating my incredible woes. I want to take my brain out and blast it with the wave, an ultrasonic, echographic, and a pulsating shave. I want a magic pill for all my ailments, the health equivalent to Citizen Kane. And if I don't get it now in the tablet, I think I'm doomed and I'll have to go insane. I want a requiem for my disease, so I'm paging Dr. Steve. Dr.
From the world-famous Cardiff Electric Network studios, it's Weird Medicine, the first and still only uncensored medical show in the history of broadcast radio, now a podcast. I'm Dr. Steve. My little pal, Dr. Scott, the traditional Chinese medicine practitioner, gives me street cred with the wacko alternative medicine assholes. Hello, Dr. Scott.
Hey, Dr. Steve.
And my partner in all things, Tacey. Hello, Tacey.
Hello.
And my partner in everything else, basically, DNP Carissa. Hello, Carissa.
Hello.
This is a show for people who have never listened to a medical show on the radio or the internet. If you have a question that you're embarrassed to take to your regular medical provider, if you can't find an answer anywhere else, give us a call. 347-766-4323. That's 347-POOHEAD. Visit our Twitter at Weird Medicine or at DrScottWM. Visit our website at drsteve.com for podcasts, medical news, and stuff you can buy. Most importantly, we are not your medical providers. Take everything you hear with a grain of salt. Don't act on anything you hear on this show without talking it over with your healthcare provider. All right, very good. Please don't forget stuff.drsteve.com. That's stuff.drsteve.com for all your online shopping needs. Click through to Amazon, or you can scroll down and see stuff that we talk about on this show, including the Rody robotic tuner. And it really helps keep us on the air. Also, if you're having erectile dysfunction issues and you don't want to take or can't take the PDE5 inhibitors like Cialis, Viagra, or Levitra, you might want to consider the Phoenix acoustic wave device. It's the same device that they use in the med spas for erectile dysfunction, except you can do it at home. You don't have to have some stranger holding on to your junk while you do the treatment. You get a discount if you go to ed.drsteve.com. That's like ED, Echo Delta, like erectile dysfunction, ed.drsteve.com. And then Dr. Scott's website at simplyherbals.net, which we'll talk about in a minute, and patreon.com/weirdmedicine. That's our show that we do is completely new content, classic shows, interviews with celebrities, but also 100% of all questions sent through the Patreon portal get answered. And then if you want me to say fluid to your mama, and we've got to do 2 cameos today, we're going to go to cameo.com/weirdmedicine. Okay, you guys don't have to do it. It's fine. I'll do it my damn self. Fine. Jesus, forget it. Anyway, cameo.com/weirdmedicine. If you don't want Carissa and Tacey doing it, then just go to cameo.com/weirdmedicine.
I'll do it. I was
it
just
will
being
just
an
be
asshole.
me. Of course, I'm
I
just
didn't
being an
say
asshole
shit.
too. Oh my God. Yes, I'm being an asshole as well. I'm trying to be funny because it's supposed to be a funny show, and obviously failing miserably. So there you go.
I'm really glad
All right.
you explained that.
Cameo.
though.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
Lord and Lady Douchebag.
Scorn and defiance, slight regard, contempt.
All right. Anyway. All right. You got anything else? Let's get going. All right.
Get going, like get the fuck out of here.
You can bring your. Do you want
Give me
to
your ukulele and I'll tune it up for you.
Yeah. It's My Dog Has Fleas. And I have the robotic tuner right here somewhere. If you want to see how cool it is.
I want to see how cool it is.
Where the fuck is it? Oh, there's my Phoenix device. That's not it.
No, it's gorgeous.
Oh, is that a good one?
Gorgeous. Oh, you got a felt pick.
Ooh.
That's what you're supposed to use with it.
Coolio. Now, can you play this or did you just buy this?
No, I bought it to learn.
Gotcha. All right, I'll take care of this.
Okay, let me. Here you go, ukulele. There you go. 4 strings, right?
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Give it a name, ukulele. Okay. Here we go. Here.
G, C. Oh, here, you do it.
It's My Dog Has Fleas.
Here, you can do it. G.
All right. Well, are we doing these?
No.
Nope.
All right. Then I'll see y'all later. I'll be downstairs. Let the dogs out. You know where I am.
Yes, honey,
Go
I'll
let
be
the
there.
dogs out.
I'll be in my chair.
Go let the dogs out.
There you go. See?
No, I wasn't paying a bit of attention. What I do want to know is how bad they were. I tried myself. But I
They're
don't
very
know
close.
what I'm doing.
No. Oh, it was off. That was way off.
That one was, yeah. I also.
No, have you played it all?
No, I get on these.
All right,
things,
there you go.
know, where I just want
Let me have a thing. Learn something new.
learn something. Yeah, sorry. I'm easily distracted when I'm
Let me
and
see.
so I researched what the easiest string instrument would be to learn, and
Oh. Let me see that.
You got some chord charts?
A, B, C, D. G.
I have a whole ass chord chart in that bag right there.
There you go.
How about this, Steve? How about this?
Yep.
How about this? How
You
about
just took her instrument away from her.
I don't know how to fucking play it.
No, I'm getting ready to give it back to her.
No, I'm.
How about this? How about this? How about this? I don't,
Do we
know
have
about, I don't know about a felt pick, though, man.
Do we have a two chord song that we could teach her?
The sun is hot. The sun is hot, and that old clock is moving slow. And so am I. Let's say A, B, C, D.
That's D.
Sun. Yeah, well, yeah, no. Sun.
Do we have a song that just has 2 chords that you could teach her real
Surely,
quick?
yeah, surely it's got to be one of those. What's one of those?
You Are My Sunshine is supposed to be the easiest damn song to learn.
You are my sunshine.
Oh, hang on.
Sunshine, my only sunshine. D, 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 D.
Like, here's a chord chart. I don't know if that helps in any way.
Might. I don't. Hang on, kiddo.
Yeah, okay. You Are My Sunshine is only 3 chords.
Johnny Cash or?
It doesn't
C,
matter.
F, C,
We can do it in C.
F, G, 7. Those are the only 3 chords that
Sunshine, my only sunshine. Happy when shine.
You playing a G?
No, C.
C, okay, got you. Let me see if I can find it. Maybe.
It's just, dude, it's C, F, and G.
Well,
Oh, you're looking for the chord charts. Okay.
Yeah, just give me a sec here. Come on, computer. Wake back up. See, oh.
You want your headsets on, Chris? Huh? Yeah, you want your. You do. Okay, can you just show her C, F, and G?
Oh yeah. Well, she here.
I'm watching you.
Oh. Well, she's got it. I mean, it's on the chord, but the good news is the way these things are, the way they are is, if you can find something on any string, once you learn the intervals, that you can just kind of stay on one string. It's just easier to see what you're doing.
Yeah, just teach her the chords though.
Okay, C.
C chord.
That is C chord.
That's a C note, right? Now F. F. Now F chord. And then C. And then G. And then back to C. That's it. That's the whole thing.
That's it, yeah.
We'll do it nice and slow, and Scott will play it on the mandolin.
Okay.
Okay, are you going to let her play it?
Oh. Yeah, no, you can play on it.
Oh my God, no, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
See, can you play a C chord? Give us a C chord, sweetie.
No.
Yep, just one finger.
Yep.
I don't have this on because I'm not.
Okay. There you go. Now see if you can do F.
No, because I don't know what the fuck you were doing, man.
Split your
F
finger.
chord.
Yeah. Index finger here. Ring finger there. There you go. Yep. Just like that. Nope. That's it.
That's it. Yep.
That's it. Yeah.
Yep. And then go back to the C.
Just the plain C.
C.
Yep. There you go.
Now do G.
There we go. What you're going to want to do is split your index in the middle, and then your ring. There you go. There you go.
Oh,
that's perfect. You got it. That's perfect.
G. And then back to the C.
How do you switch so fast?
Yeah, you just have to practice it. Now, if you'll just practice those three chords over and over and over again, you can see that they sound pleasing to each other. So C, if you go up the fingerboard, is F, and then G is one above that. So it's 1, 4, 5. If you learn those three chords, you know 1,000 songs right there. And
yeah, you just need those three chords, really.
you gonna sing it? I thought your friend was coming to sing today.
I told you she would be here today.
Okay.
Oh hell, I was going to play. I was going to play Tennessee Whiskey on the guitar.
She's coming.
My sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. I've always loved you and made you happy. Nothing else would come in between. But now you've left me to love another. You shattered all my dreams. You're my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. Never knew, dear, how much I take my sunshine away.
I think if you go down to the A minor, if you do, you are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. F D C B A minor.
Okay, gotcha.
Then back to C G.
There you go. Hey,
All right.
Logan Field says we should play Walk the Line. Now, we've never done that.
No, we can do that. Because you're mine, I walk the line.
That's what that's in. So you got your chords now?
No.
You can do it.
No.
That's
okay, so next time you come, we're going to play that, though, with you.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
If you insist,
well, I won't
right?
be here for a long time, so.
Bullshit.
What are you doing? On vacation?
Next weekend, I'm going to Savannah to see my brother. And then the next weekend, I have something.
God, I love Charleston. I love Savannah. This is great.
I could do a Wednesday, but God forbid if I fuck up some sort of schedule again.
What are you talking about?
That sounds like a thing there.
A thing?
Yes.
Okay, what are we doing?
I keep close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tie that binds. Because you're mine, I walk the line. That's in B.
B? Well, don't play it in B.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Let me change that. Let's do it. Something a little more friendly. I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. Keep eyes wide open all the time.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm looking, Steve. I'm looking at the fucking chords to see what I can fucking sing it in.
Wow.
Yes.
Never heard you say so many fucks.
The problem is that does not sound like the right chord progression for that song. Well, of course, the thing is, what they do is...
Okay, it starts on the 5, though.
Right. It was, and how you walked it down is right, but this was.
Yeah.
This actually went up. It should have been a...
Okay, do you want me to just... I'm just going to teach it to you right now. You ready? It's okay. Listen.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on the G. Yeah.
It starts on the 5. That's
Right.
why it's weird. D, C. 5 G C. D, F C. G.
Which I know is right, but
Okay.
they had...
So don't look at the music. Just look at the words.
They had it
You know how
on
to
1
play
and
it.
4. Okay.
Okay.
Let me see. Hang on one second. Give me let's do it and see. Yeah, that's all right. So, so you're a C. I keep a close watch on this heart of
G.
Okay.
Start with the G.
Okay.
It starts on the 5.
Right.
Not the 1 like most songs do. That's why it's a cool song.
I keep close watch on this heart of mine. Keep my eyes wide open all the time. Keep the ends out of the ties that bind. Because you're mine, I walk the line. Okay, gotcha.
It's weird because we're used to songs going 1 4 5. This one goes 5 1 4.
Yeah, but this wasn't put together correctly.
Yeah.
Give me 2 secs,
Yeah.
and I'll be with you.
I don't think you need the music. You just need the words.
Yeah, just the words primarily.
Because you've got it.
All right. So
if you do it by feel, I think you'll do better.
Yeah, but I always kind of get.
Now, is there an intro to this? I can't remember.
It's a. That's what it's written. I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tie that binds. Because you're mine, I walk the line. Find it very easy to be true. Eternity is through.
F
for you. Because you're mine, I walk the line. I've just got to not even look at these things. Yeah.
And I'll just stay on the G till you start singing.
Okay. So we're going to go, to be clear, G.
G, D, 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 D,
Heart of C. Gotcha.
G.
Wide open all the time.
C. F.
Yeah, I'll just try to follow you. Because you're mine, I walk the line. Here we go.
I really do.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's perfect. Yeah. Wait a minute.
Yep.
Oh, then you go.
Yep.
As soon as I hit that, I keep my hand.
Yep.
Okay, ready?
Yep. I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out of the ties that bind. Because you're mine, I walk the line. I find it very easy to be true. Not myself alone, and each day is through. Yes, I'll admit I'm a fool for you. Because you're mine, I walk the line. As sure as night is dark and day is light, I keep you on my mind both day and night. And happiness is all I know is right. Because you're mine, I walk the line. Got a way to keep me on your side. You keep the cause for me and love can't hide. And for you know, even turn that tide. Because you're mine, I walk the line. I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. Keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out of the tie that binds. Because you're mine, I walk the line. Because you're mine, I walk the line. Sorry, Loganville. Yeah, that was. So I'm reading here.
See, if you just play it...
F, A sharp, D
no,
sharp.
see, you know how to play it.
I just was getting
naturally, and you're letting your brain engage on those notes on the page. And when you stopped doing that, it was perfect.
That's right. Hey, Loganville, Dr. Steve and Dr. Scott live from Folsom Prison.
Yeah.
You've got it, buddy.
Righto.
You've got it, buddy.
Now, if you would glissando into that first... What are the words? What's the first word? I got mine.
I keep a close watch on this heart of mine.
Yeah. I keep a close. If you glissando into that, you'll sound more like Johnny Cash.
I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out of the tie that binds. Because you're mine, I walk the line. I find it very easy to be true. I find myself alone when I'm as through. Yes, I'll admit that I'm a fool for you because you're mine. I walk the line.
That's great. A
We can do
great
it better.
suggestion.
We can do it better.
We
yeah.
got to throw that into our repertoire.
Yeah, and I'll probably just for my sanity.
I'll
make
just
sure-
write it down for you if you want. Do it without all.
No, I'm sorry. It was just I'm literally reading like the absolutely nothing. But I know this. I know how the song goes.
Yes,
we've heard it
you don't need
70,000
that.
times. I know.
It's just like thinking about shooting a bow at the thing and then analyzing it and then shooting the arrow goes all kinds of places.
Yep.
Once you get to the point where you just feel it, then it's right. All right.
All right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. I think we can do it. That was it. That was it. That was it. Unless you want to, let me show you the intro to. Let me show you the intro to. Hang on, Steve. Going to show the intro to Tennessee whiskey.
Oh yeah.
You got me. Give me a little bit of juice here, if you don't mind.
Yeah, you got it.
Some volume, baby. Oh yes. Give me some volume. I'm pretty sure, because I listened to it coming over here. Because I thought Carissa wanted us to play it for her.
She did.
I do want you to play it. I'll sing it for you, and you'll be like, shut the fuck up.
Can you sing it?
No, I cannot sing.
Okay.
I know the words. That's what you're asking. Lindsay, though. I have a song I want you to learn to sing with Lindsay.
Yeah, I sent it to him.
Good.
What is it?
A song that you should, when I bring Lindsay, whenever that is, y'all need to sing it together.
Okay, so we need, she's going to sing Angel from Montgomery, this song, and the song that you sent me.
I can do Angel from Montgomery.
Yeah.
The other one's called Am I Right or Am I Wrong? I'd never heard it.
What's the air date of this? Is one? Oh,
So
it's the
it's
29th,
a week
right?
from the 29th, yes, sir. Oh, I need to email it here. I'll completely forget.
Okay. All right, Tennessee whiskey.
Yeah, I think it's A B minor. Is it A? I
don't
know. Hang on one second.
That actually sounds kind of cool. Okay, what are there chords to this song?
It's
or is it
yeah.
just you?
I used to think. Well, hang on, I guess I better find the song, shouldn't I? But it's like A minor. I used to think my life was a barroom. B minor.
Oh.
Yeah, and Walk It Up, yeah. And liquor was the only love
yeah,
I
I know this song.
Yeah. Tennessee whiskey. Tennessee whiskey. Tennessee whiskey. There you go. Yeah, I was just say, just keep doing what you do because I had you right there. It's I used to spend my nights out at the bar room. And then a D. Liquor was the only love, and I'd be minor no. A. And it resolves to B. A. But A.
Wait, it goes to the B?
He goes, yeah, D. He goes, liquor was the only B minor love that I knew. So it's almost, it's
Okay, yeah,
so,
it just walks down. Okay.
Liquor was the only love I've known. Hey. But you rescued me from beyond the bottom and brought me back from being too far gone. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey.
Is it a B?
B minor. Yeah.
B minor, and that's not B major.
No. B minor. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. And it's a day you're as warm, as a glass of brandy. And I stay D on the B minor all the A time. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy. I stay stoned on your love all the time.
Okay, well,
I hope
we'll
she
work
can
on
sing that because that's
yeah. We gotta if we're gonna have her sing it, then we need to actually know how to play it.
Yeah.
So. All right, so
I'll
we'll
work
on that.
Yeah, I'll work it. I can play the intro. Just it's the timing of those things.
Well, your friend
does she
can
sing
play
pretty
the
well?
guitar too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she's like where you're gonna be embarrassed.
Shit.
No, to ever play again because that's how good she sings.
You think after all these years I can be embarrassed? Here's that tape recorder, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, number 5. Try listening to number 5 real quick.
Well, do you want me to? Do we have a plug?
You got a plug in? I don't know if you got a plug in.
Hey, Chris, would you unplug this from the echo?
Who is that?
That's her friend.
Cool, man. She's good. I like it.
Okay, so we can't embarrass ourselves by not knowing the songs. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I'm good.
Okay,
I'm good. I got it.
All right, here we go. Here's Dr. Scott. Number 5. You want me to?
Yeah,
play?
number 5, I think. Yeah, where I screwed up is I sang. I should have just done an acoustic. It'll start just sexy. It's not.
I'm
that
trying to
long.
find which one is 5. There's 5 of 5. Here's number 5.
Yeah. You're on it. You're on it right now. The way I'm going to kick it off, I'm just going to sing the first theme, but I'll say, I got this. And then we'll just all right. Literally just there. Yeah. And then so that's kind of how we'll kick it. I mean, unless you want to go up there, and if you want to play a The Megan is a 7-time national fiddle champ.
Okay, well, I hope we can hear it.
What's your opening note?
I hope it's G.
But I mean, that's your chord. Sing your note again. That's G.
I've got this.
Okay. I'm on it.
All right, let's hope this works. If not,
You just press the hit thing. I can always edit. So this is your chord.
hey, the good news is it only lasts for about 1 minute, so it'll be over before you know it. If it's awful.
Unlike diphtheria.
Exactly. Yeah. So it gets and I've got to go a little slow because the second part of it's a little. The words are all pretty challenging. But anyway, so.
I can't
Ready?
believe you made these people do this.
I got this. Diarrhea crushing my esophagus. I've got a bowl dry from the I've got the leprosy of the heart valve. Maybe that's what makes mine infectable. Whoa. I want to take my brain out, blast it with a wave, an ultrasonic extract, and a pulse state save. Want a magic pill for my ailments, and a pill for a citizen pain. And if I don't get it now in a tablet, I think I'm doomed, and I'll have to go insane. I want a requiem for my disease, so I'm paging Dr.
That's awesome. Okay, I got to give you credit for that.
That was not it was fun.
Yeah, that was really well done.
Yeah, we literally practiced walking up. She's like, "What do you want me to do?" I said, "It's in G."
It's 145 in G. She can figure it out. That was cool as shit.
Megan's a 7-time national champ. Nate Lee is a professional.
Okay, I'll try to get that dubbed off and clean it up a little bit. But
Oh my God, that's so funny.
can you plug that back into Alexa, sweetie? Thank you.
Had I done it again, I'd have just not sung.
No, your singing was great. Your singing's fine.
Well, I would have rather.
If
brought it
you
back
did
to
use your
here.
speaking voice, which is good.
Well, but yeah, that's what I did. But what I would have loved to have is just been able to come back here.
Oh yeah, well we'll do that sometime.
Over the music. All right, I got to go.
We can get some bluegrass people in here to play that. Okay, you want to put your good mandolin on the rack downstairs in climate control. Hey, thanks everybody for hanging out with us. That was loads of fun, and we'll see you soon.
All right, you ukulele toting